right, Gary Berlowski of Wausau affiliate WAOW. Thanks very much for that story. Well, Friday morning here at the Kohl Center, it's Division IV semifinals. One game is already in the books. Wisconsin Rapids Assumption moves on to the Division IV state championship game. Assumption 44-24 over Clayton. Next up, Division IV semis, it's Seneca. 25-0 taking on 23-2 Randolph. This afternoon, the Division II schools take the floor. 1:35 p.m. The start between 21-3 Seymour, 21-3 Adams Friendship, followed by the game 22-3 Madison Edgewood and 21-4 Brown Deer. D1 schools on the court tonight. Wauwatosa East, Madison LaFollette is our first semifinal. Fond du Lac and Brookfield Central have the late game. In case you forget to set your VCR for any of these tournament games and you'd like a copy sent to you, Concept Productions can help you out. Just call either of the numbers you see on your screen, 888-634-8611 or 608-283-7863. Just include $29.95 per game plus $375 shipping and handling. Put it on your MasterCard or Visa in 4 to 8 weeks. That tape will be arriving on your doorstep, and that's for any of these WIAA games, hockey, girls basketball, or boys basketball. Our next Division IV semifinalists coming up, Seneca and Randolph. For a preview, let's set it courtside. Scott Emmerich and Jim Jones. Guys, take it away.
Bob, thank you very much. I tell you what, Jim, we have a very intriguing matchup here in our second Division IV semifinal, Randolph and Seneca. Let's talk about Randolph first, Jim. In a word, tall. Very tall, and it starts with a 6'11" sophomore, Greg Steensma.
Got Stigma, and you go to the bench. You have a 6'6" sophomore coming off the bench and a 6'8" senior coming off the bench.
One of the tallest teams you'll ever see down here. It says you check out our Menards points of the game. It's not just Steensman, though. Bruce Waterworth, a 6'3" junior, and Josh Fisher, a 6'6" senior, among the starting lineup. And boy, they know how to play. Seneca, on the other hand, coming in ranked number 1 in the state. They are not tall, but they are 25-0, making their first trip to state. One guy we're going to keep an eye on is Kyle Boland. One reason why, he injured his ankle in the sectional semifinals last weekend. Didn't play in the sectional final against Greenwood. Practiced yesterday, though, and he is a start for today for the Seneca Indians, and he is a big-time player for Seneca.
Yeah, he's the coach's son. He's the tallest player that they have at 6'3". Their leading scorer at about 12.6 and leading rebounder at 8.4.
And he's also their best defender, too, and that will play a key role when you go up against the taller Rockets.
Well, they're hoping to use their quickness against probably the tallest team that's ever been in the WIAA field.
Well, David Boland, first trip down to state here for Seneca. Bob Heffley, head coach of Randolph, 12 years, making the 7th trip for the Randolph Rockets. And if you ask anybody in Randolph, why are they so tall? Where'd they get all the tall guys? Here's the answer. It's in the water. The Randolph Rocket water right here. They bottle it and sell it in Randolph. And I tell you what I'm going to do, Jim. I only go about 5'10", but I'll tell you what. I feel 6'4" already. You ready to go?
Yeah, we're all ready to go.
All right. Randolph and Seneca, Division IV semifinals coming your way next. Right now, a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Scott Emmerich and Jim Jones, the head coach at Milwaukee Hamilton, back courtside at the Kohl Center, where we are moments away from the start of our second Division IV semifinal. The winner of this one will play Wisconsin Rapids Assumption in the D4 title game tomorrow at noon. Let's talk about a little bit how Seneca is going to have to match up against this Randolph Rocket team that is extremely tall, as we mentioned in the open. How do you counter that?
Well, talking to Coach yesterday, they're going to try to use their quickness. Use their quickness and try to go right at them. They'll try to mix it up, but they don't want to probably play half-court basketball with Randolph.
In talking with Coach David Boland yesterday, he says his Seneca Indians have some experience playing against tall teams from the Ridge and Valley Conference, and they are not intimidated. In fact, they are an outstanding three-point shooting team as you get a look at the height differential between Seneca and Randolph here. So Seneca does have that experience against tall teams, and they've survived.
Well, he said he wants to use his quickness. He wants to go right at them, and I think Randolph will have some problems with their outside shooting if they can connect on some shots.
Well, Seneca shoots the three-point shot at a 42% clip, and that's been a key reason as to why they've made it down here to state. Their road to state included wins over DeSoto and Ithaca and Highland in the regionals, and then beating Pecatonica and Greenwood. in the sectionals. For Randolph, their road to state, all of them pretty much routes. Cambria, Friesland, Rio, Wayland Academy, Sheboygan Lutheran were all dispatched, and then Prairie School in the sectional finals. Randolph just 2 losses this season by a total of 4 points. They lost once to Laconia, who made it into the Division III bracket, and then also lost to Marcus Sam, one of their rivals. Randolph making their first trip here since 1998. That was the last year of a remarkable 3-year run for the Randolph Rockets. They made it in 96, 97, and 98, won state titles in 96 and 98, finished second in 1997. And you get a look at Wayne Vanderplug, the Rocket Man from Randolph. By the way, he is the principal at Randolph High School and the super fan for the Randolph Rockets. He's been wearing that garb every year since they made it to state back in 1988. Wayne Vanderplug, the principal at Randolph High School. And we're about ready for the starting lineups for today's game, Randolph and Seneca. Let's send it over now to our PA announcer. Here's Mike Schissel.
And now, here are the starting lineups for today's Division IV semifinal game between the Seneca Indians and the Randolph Rockets. For Seneca, at guard, a junior, 5'8" number 4, Grant Vero. At guard for Randolph, a senior, 5'10" number 30, Mike Moldenauer. At guard for Seneca, a junior, 5'10" number 40, Dustin Ray. At guard for Randolph, a junior, 6'2" number 44, Justin Zander. At guard for Seneca, a senior, 6'1" number 15, Brian Aspenson. At forward for Randolph, a junior, 6'3" number 22, Bruce Waterworth. At forward for Seneca, a senior, 6'3" number 50, Russell Wright. At forward for Randolph, a senior, 6'6" number 32, Josh Fisher. At forward for Seneca, a senior, 6'4" number 5, Kyle Boland. And at center for Randolph, a sophomore, 6'11" number 34, Greg Steemsma. The head coach for Seneca is David Boland. The head coach for Randolph is Bob Halfley. The referees for today's game are David Lean from Eau Claire and Michael Matson, also from Eau Claire.
It's time for the Got Milk starting lineups from Wisconsin's dairy producers. For Randolph, not only are they tall, but they're young. 2 seniors, 2 juniors, and a sophomore in that starting lineup. For Seneca, we told you about Kyle Boland. Their 3 seniors in that starting lineup have provided David Boland with sensational senior leadership this year. And Coach, you know you always love that senior leadership.
See, well, the senior leadership is important, but once you get here, I kind of think you can throw it out because you got a mix of your young and old kids that are going to play together to try to get you to the state title.
David Boland, 14 years at head coach at Seneca. Champions of the Ridge and Valley Conference, where they finished 14-0. Well, Randolph will wear their home whites with the blue trim. If you like blue, this is the place to be. Seneca wearing their blue road uniforms in their road whites. And Seneca controlled the tip, but Randolph stole it away.
It's 1-3-1 zone that Seneca is in. And they'll mix up their zone combinations.
Waterworth. And a foul that time on Zander over the back of Dustin Ray, so Seneca will take over. I guess that's one key you want to point out too, Jim, is if you're the shorter team going up against a taller team on the boards, position is ultimate.
You want to block out. You want to make sure you get position so they don't get any second shots.
Foul against Randolph's number 44, Justin Zander, his first.
Opening moments, Division IV semifinals. Seneca and Randolph, the winner plays Wisconsin Rapids Assumption tomorrow. Grant Verrill bringing it across the timeline. Ray, Russell Wright. Looking backdoor for Boland, and another foul that time. 2 quick fouls on Randolph. Josh Fisher picks that one up.
You see the Randolph started out in a man-to-man defense.
Picking up his first personal second team foul against Randolph.
Off the inbound, this is Ray. An outstanding three-point shooter. You got to step out on him. Russell Wright, one-on-one on Steemsma, tries to take it in, challenges at him, couldn't get it to go, but Ray gets it back.
That was a good look going to the basket on that. He just didn't finish his shot.
Steemsma denies Boland inside. First block shot for Greg Steemsma. We'll be keeping a close eye on that.
Had about 108 block shots in 18 games.
Averaging 6 block shots a game. Open from the baseline, the jumper by Askinson. Seneca's on the board.
Well, coach said they wanted to beat him with their quickness, and they got a quick look and a quick shot.
Fisher breaks the press, swings it across, Moldenauer. Baseline open is Waterworth, and we're tied.
Waterworth is one of the 4 players from Randolph that's averaging over 10 points a ball game.
Kyle Boland blocked that time. Boland gets it back. Goes up strong. Rejected by Steemsma. Boland has had 3 shot attempts. All of them have been blocked.
Well, you know, you go by one, and then there's 2 other kids over 6'6" that's going to be there waiting for you.
Here's the series of blocks. Fisher getting the first, and then Steemsma. But if you're Seneca, you have to challenge the big fellas, don't you?
Yeah, that's what you have to do when you're playing basketball. You have Seneca that's in a 1-3-1.
Offensive foul on Steemsma that time. A little out of control before he went to the spin move. His first, and already 3 team fouls for Randolph.
Well, that was a good move where the Seneca players slid in and picked up a charging foul on one of the bigger kids.
Here you look at the 2 respective head coaches. Wright misses the leaner, and Steemsma comes out of there with it.
Well, Seneca's taking it right to him. They're getting some good shots.
Inside Fisher. Steemsma with a tip. No. Boland comes out of there with it.
Well, they're only allowing him 1 shot, and I think the coach said that you got to block them off on the boards because they're a very good team.
3-pointer Ray. Somebody hit the deck hard, and they whistle a foul inside on Kyle Boland. First personal on Boland and the first on Seneca. The 2002 WIAA tournament is brought to you by the Wisconsin Education Council, encouraging you to stay involved and lend your support because every kid deserves a great school.
It's 1-3-1 half-court pressure, and it must bother Randolph. They just threw the ball away.
Well, we've played about 2.5 minutes here at the Kohl Center in Madison, tied at 2. Both these teams still in the feeling out stage, would you say?
Yeah, they're feeling one another out. They have great respect for one another.
Ray with the leaner. Got it to go.
Well, what I like about this Seneca team is that they're playing the game the same way they played it all year long. They're going right after them.
Waterworth turned down to 3. Steemsma with the baseline jumper. Rebound basket by Fisher.
Well, that's something Seneca's gonna have to disallow, the second shot.
Randolph's co-captain with his first basket of the game. Askinson, Russell Wright, going back door against Steemsma, challenging the big guy.
Well, they've been challenging him on every offensive possession, and yesterday he said it, each possession is going to be very important. They're going right after him.
Goldenauer takes the long 2. Bounced out of there. Who's got it? Steamsma tracks down the rebound. Foul that time on Aspenson. Here's Russell Wright on the other end, giving up about 7-8 inches to Greg Steamsma. That doesn't matter to him.
No, that was a great move because he went the baseline and used the backboard as a protector and laid the ball up for 2 points.
Xander out on top, Steamsma in the middle. Waterworth for 3. And again, 1 and out for Randolph. Seneca on the boards, the littlest guy on the floor. Grant Verrill picking that one up. Ray from the baseline. Rebounded. Waterworth.
You know, it's 1 and out where Randolph has been taking outside shots, whereas Seneca, the first 3 or 4 possessions, they were going inside.
Xander, way off the mark that time. Ray in the corner, fakes the 3, takes the 2. Steamsma grabs the board.
That was a good look. He out-quicked him. He jumped out at him. He had a good look at the basket.
Blocked that time by Boland, but a foul inside. Here's another look at it. That's 2 personal fouls now on Kyle Boland.
Well, that could be very... He's their biggest ball player, and the next one they bring off the bench is 6'3".
Waterworth at the line, shooting a pair, the junior averaging 13.5 points a game.
2, that's the first one, 2.
Fouls now on Seneca's star player. So Boland will have a seat now. Troy Boylan will check in for Boland. And mass substitutions for Randolph. More heavy artillery off the bench. Nathan Zondag at 6'8", checking in.
More
Tyler
size.
Fisher at 6'3", just a sophomore. Waterworth is a pair, 3:30 to go here in the first quarter. And Ryan Tillema, just a freshman at 6'6". Very young Randolph team.
Very big. Randolph's still in man-to-man. Let's see what Seneca's going to do without their leading scorer in there.
Wright, rejected by Steamsma, sends that one into the second row. 3 blocks already here in the early going for Greg Steamsma.
Well, this is all you can do is keep going to basket. He got it off, but the big fella slapped it away.
The long inbound to Verrill. Wright left open for a brief moment. Foul that time on Nathan Zondag. So Wright will trigger the inbound.
Randolph's number 50, Nathan Zondag, charged with his first personal 4th team foul against the Rockets.
Boylan gets the inbound in the corner now. And Seneca will set up the offense. Russell Wright on Steamsma. Got it to go over the big fella.
Well, that was a great shot because both of them were waiting for him to block the shot, and he got it off. Got a great angle. Ball went in.
Real impressed with Russell Wright so far, challenging the tall timber from Randolph. Tyler Fisher in the corner now, Zondag. Tyler Fisher with the leaner, got it to go off the glass. Just a sophomore.
It's a good move by Tyler Fisher.
Tied at 8.
I think this is where Seneca want to be. It's 8-8, 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, and their leading scorer and rebounder sitting on the bench with 2 personal fouls.
Well, Russell Wright's just going to kind of hang on to the ball out near half court. Takes it all the way up and in. Russell Wright, what a start for that young man. He has 6 of Seneca's 10 points.
Well, he out-quicked him, and he lulled him to sleep. We thought they were going to keep the ball out on the further part of the court. He went to the basket for a lay-in.
Steensma inside, stolen away by Farrell, but he couldn't handle it. Loses it out of bounds. We have a timeout, a good one brewing here at the Kohl Center in Madison. It's Seneca by 2. A message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. Scott Emmerich and Jim Jones back courtside at the Kohl Center Division 4 semifinals. You get a look at some of the Randolph faithful who's made the trip down here to Madison. Russell Wright missed his first 2 shots, but he's come back to hit his next 3 and challenging the big fellas inside.
Well, that's what the whole the Seneca team is doing. They're challenging them with their quickness.
So far, everything going according to script for David Boland and his Indians.
Well, he's playing his zone. He said yesterday that they would mix their zone combinations up.
Tillema takes the long 2, rebounded by Barrow. Ryan Trouch with the ball right now, just checking into the game. The junior is an outstanding 3-point shooter. And now Russell Wright again will just kind of hold the ball out on top, waiting to see what Randolph will do defensively.
Well, he wants to pull Randolph out. Want to pull him away from the basket, then use their quickness to get to the basket, which is a good move. They just spread the floor.
When you have the lead, you can do something like this.
Yes, you can.
Randolph extends their defense now. Final minute, first quarter of play. Right back out on top. Reset the offense.
Yeah, what they want to do is pull the bigger men away from the basket, so there's less chance of them getting a shot blocked after we blow by up there.
Ray one-on-one. Bounce pass in the corner. Barrow gets the 3 ball away.
They worked up beautifully for the last second shot, bringing Randolph away from the basket.
You can't draw it up any better if you're David Boland and Seneca. They lead by 5 after 1. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Well, the state's top-ranked team showing us why they were top-ranked for much of the last half of the season, leading Randolph by 5 after 1. Here's your game summary, sponsored by Wisconsin's Genuine Community Banks. Financial power right here at home, on the web at communitybankers.org. And Coach, here's some very interesting numbers, rebounds and inside points.
Well, this is what Seneca wants, I think. Randolph's bombing away from the outside. Seneca's taking the ball inside. They've got more into paint points. You'd think it would be just the opposite with a taller team.
Seneca with a 5-point lead will work the clock a little bit.
Well, now Randolph did a little something different where they're going to try to trap the ball up top.
Right over Steensma. Couldn't get that one to go. And a foul inside on Troy Boylan.
Well, Randolph came out with a trap in the corner over here and went to the basket. They're trapping the ball now. They're trying to up the tempo.
Randolph breaking the trap now. Waterworth left open. Steensma flies in for the rebound basket.
Well, he's so big at 6'11" that he went over the top of everybody else and tipped it in. That was a good shot.
He's already has 7 rebounds here in the early going. Ray trapped, finds Vero.
Well, Randolph's trapping the ball a little more than they did the first quarter now. They gave him a different look defensively.
Skip past Ray for 3. Ray tracks down the loose ball. Right left open, decides against it, now fires it up there. Rebounded inside by Tillema.
I think the big men made the right change, altered the shot that he was
Tillema,
taking.
the freshman, rebounded, still loose. Waterworth tracking it down, but he stepped out of bounds and was the first one to touch it, coming back in. So Seneca will take over.
Into the Seneca lineup, number 15, Brian Aspenson.
Another substitution, Brian Aspenson replaces Troy Boylan. So Seneca actually goes shorter lineup this time.
More quickness.
Trouch in the corner. Blocked by Steemsma, saved it too. What a play by the big fella.
That's what you want a big man to do. Block the ball, save it so you have an opportunity at the offensive end.
Waterworth misses the three and Wright has the rebound. Barrow with the speed up ahead. Waterworth trailing, lays it in.
It's a great outlet pass to number 4 for a lay-in. Easy buckets, and that's what they have to do. They're going to win this ball game.
Brad Barrow showing his speed right there. Steemsma inside foul, so he'll go to the line.
It's probably one of the first opportunities they had to go high-low to get the ball inside. They've been shooting the ball from the outside.
Here's a look at that last breakaway. Wright leading Barrow.
Second personal, 15th foul against Seneca.
And actually, they called the foul on the other end here with Steemsma on the floor, so no free throws for the sophomore.
For Rockets number 30, Michael Moldenauer.
Moldenauer back in. He has the ball out on top. Waterworth. Moldenauer. Long rebound comes off and Boylan tracks it down.
Well, in Seneca's favor because they've been shooting the jump shots and getting long rebounds where guards can have an opportunity to rebound.
Holding them to one shot. It's been key so far for Seneca.
Now you remember too, Coach was saying from Randolph that they only go 8 deep all year long.
Yeah, Bob Heffley was telling us for pretty much the entire regular season, Randolph suited only 8 players for their varsity games. He has 15 now, brought up a bunch of freshmen and sophomores. The leaner no good that time, and here comes Randolph. So they have a pretty solid 8-man rotation with Randolph. Fisher on the baseline, got it to go.
Nice looking shot. They must have an awful lot of confidence shooting jump shots from the outside when they're that big where they could probably annihilate Seneca by going inside.
3-point lead now for the Indians. Barrow, the leaner. Out of bounds, it goes to Randolph. 4:25 left second quarter. Zander back in now for Randolph. He replaces Brian Tillema. Randolph champions of the Trailways Conference. 12-0 in that conference this year they finished. 23-2 overall. Fisher again gets free. Wright with the rebound. And now Wright's going to bring it up.
Coach Boland has to be pretty happy that they have a lead with their leading scorer and rebounder sitting on the bench almost the entire second quarter and half of the first quarter.
Skip pass, Ray loses control, finds Trouch open for 3, fakes it, now goes inside, another block by Steemsma.
Well, he's everywhere. He's got spider arms, and he thought he got away from him, and then he still came from behind with that hustle to block the shot.
Randolph trying to carve into this 3-point Seneca lead right now.
It was very good defense, though, to Seneca's playing against Randolph.
Steemsma surrounded, finds Fisher. It's a 1-point game.
Doing a roll for Fisher.
Ray for 3. Now here come the Rockets on the run. Moldenauer leading the break. Bounce pass inside. Waterworth got it somehow. What a save. That time inside by Zander. First lead of the game for Randolph. And we'll take the timeout. We'll keep it right here, though. Here's another look at that fast break, the one that gave the Rockets their first lead of the game.
It's a good save by number 44 for a nice lay-in for their first lead.
And on the other end, Randolph cranking it up on defense as well. Steemsma. Boy, when Trouch went up for that, he probably figured he had Steemsma beaten already to the basket, then he just came out of nowhere.
Well, that was great hustle on Sigma for coming from behind to block the shot to keep it in play.
But Unauthorized use or rebroadcast of this program without the express written consent of WKOW Television Incorporated is strictly prohibited and a violation of U.S. copyright law. Just under 3 minutes to go, second quarter of action.
And you still have Randolph playing a man-to-man. They've changed up a little bit where they trap to get back in the ball game for their first lead.
Randolph picking it up a little bit from the field and on defense as well. Right, inside, backdoor layup. Steamsman clears the board. Boylan couldn't get it to go.
Yeah, it was a good penetration to the basket and a dish off. He just didn't finish the shot for the lay-in.
And Jim, if you're David Boland, how long do you keep Kyle Boland on the bench, your best player?
Well, I'd say he's probably going to not bring him off the bench unless it gets out of hand, probably third quarter.
Tillema. Randolph by 3. The freshman averaging 7 points a game. That's his first 2.
Coach wants them to move the ball a little more like they were doing the first quarter and a half.
Seneca content with playing catch right now.
Well, I thought that's what he'd do, make the big fella come out. He didn't do that on the first 2 passes. I think Seneca's going to move the ball until they can get a good look for a lay-in.
Russell Wright off to a terrific start so far for Seneca with it. Now trapped, finds Boylan.
You got to be careful, though, too, if you're Seneca with those long arms when they come up and trap the ball for deflections.
Wright, double teamed and loses control.
Well, that's
good
what happens.
Defense by Zander. Steamsma poked away by Wright, stolen. Good hands that time by Russell Wright.
That was great hustle by Seneca to get a hand on the ball so he couldn't take the ball up for possible stuff.
Offensive foul that time on Russell Wright on the pick. So Randolph will take over just the first personal for Wright.
Russell Wright picking up his first personal, number 56, team foul.
Here's the good hands that time by Wright.
In for Randolph, number 22, Waterworth, number 24, Fisher.
More substitution for Randolph, 3 in, 3 out. The Fishers are back in for Randolph along with Waterworth. They lead by 3, final minute. First half.
Well, in that exchange down where Wright picked up that silly block, I think the coach got on for doing that because every possession is important. Now you got Randolph is going to play for 1 shot, and they're already up 18 to 15.
Especially considering the way Seneca wants this game to be managed.
Yes.
Each possession is so crucial.
That's what Coach said yesterday, too.
Fisher. Rockets have rocketed to a 5-point lead. Final seconds of the half. Vero, can he get it away from half court? Almost. First half in the books. Randolph with a sensational second quarter leads by 5. A message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. Scott Emmerich and Jim Jones back with you. Halftime of our second Division IV semifinal as you get a look at the Randolph Rocket Dance team here at the Kohl Center performing. It's Randolph leading this one by 5 at the half, 20 to 15. Jim, it was Seneca playing their brand of ball early on in the first quarter, but Randolph really turned it on in the second quarter. How were they able to do that?
There were 2 things to that. Boland got in foul trouble. He picked up his second foul. And Seneca was still playing fairly well until Wright picked up that blocking foul. They would have probably had the last shot before halftime as it was. Randolph got the last shot. And Fisher, I think, connected on his 3rd shot, and they're down by 5 now.
defensively, too, it seems that Steemsma has really picked up the play on defense, creating some trouble for the Indians.
Well, what's happening here is Seneca is spreading the floor, and they're going around the slower Randolph players, but then you got Sigma that's in the middle that's deflecting shots on one. The kid went around him, and he still recovered to block the shot to keep it in play for a lay-in.
I tell you what, it's nice having a 6'11" guy and having your back on defense, huh?
Yeah, 6'11", 6'8", 6'6", it helps like a bunch of octopus out there.
All right, we'll break down the first half a little bit more, look ahead to the second half in just a little bit. Right now, Bob Radovich is standing by to take you the rest of the way of this half. Hi, Bob.
Hi, Scott. Thanks a lot. You and Jim doing a nice job in a very interesting game between Seneca and Randolph. Well, at times, sports fans are quick to label athletes as heroes, but as Chris Stauffer from our lacrosse affiliate WXOW TV reports, some Brookwood students may turn out to be the real thing.
Art class at Brookwood High School, where two 17-year-old senior boys, Brent and Derek, are working on their class project.
How many countries border Iraq?
Down the hall from art class, Brent and Derek's best friend Jesse, also a senior, is taking a quiz about the Middle East.
All the three guys are, I guess I'd characterize them as your typical meat and potatoes students at our school. They're hard workers. They're very active in extracurricular activities. They work hard in their classes.
When that final bell rings at Brookwood High School, these young boys leave their art classes and their world history classes behind. But the best friends are not through for the day. Instead, they wait for another bell, a bell that calls them to a fire. You see, these high schoolers are volunteer firefighters for the Norwalk Fire Department.
It's kind of cool just to say you're a firefighter, you know, certified firefighter. I mean, I get so much publicity and everybody's talking about you. And
I'm a big one on adrenaline rushes, and I like that, and I like the respect you get from people.
Lots of respect, even from the fire chief.
I'm really proud that they're willing to do this. A lot of people aren't. Not just anybody can be a firefighter.
Brent, Derek, and Jesse will never forget that first call.
Well, it was snowing like crazy and my dad drove. I think he was more nervous than I was, but
it was kind of funny. I didn't get the call, really, because my mom was cleaning up around where I had my page, and she unplugged it and forgot to plug it back in, so it was dead. Some guys smelled a skunk, and he thought it was a fire. I never did get the call, though.
But you could bet that many more calls will come for these boys. Or maybe we should call them men. Chris Stauffer, News 19.
Chris Stauffer of our lacrosse affiliate WXOW, thanks very much for that story. Great story. Firefighting high schoolers. Amazing stuff. Well, plenty of amazing things have happened at these WIAA state tournaments, and if you've amazed yourself by not being able to program your VCR, we've got the solution. Concept Productions can help you out. You can get a videotape copy of any game in any of these WIAA state tournaments. Girls hockey, boys hockey, girls basketball, boys basketball. Anything we've televised, you can get a copy of any single game. Just call one of those numbers you see on your screen, 888-634-8611 or 608-283-7863. It's only $29.95 per game plus $375 shipping and handling. You can charge it on your MasterCard or Visa. 4 to 8 weeks, you'll get a VHS tape on your doorstep with these memories, the magic of March. Any game from these WIAA state tournaments. The game we're talking about right now is Division IV semifinal, a good one between Randolph and Seneca. To recap the first half, let's send it back courtside. Jim Jones and Scott Emmerich. Guys, take it away.
Thanks a lot, Bob. Seneca held to just 2 points in that second quarter after they grabbed that 13-8 lead at the end of one. Let's take a look at some of those first half highlights. Jim, this was pretty much Seneca's ball game in the first quarter. They did a nice job. Russell Wright, in particular, challenging the big people of Randolph.
All of the Seneca players were taking the ball to the basket. And the first quarter, Randolph was shooting from the outside.
You saw Tyler Fisher for Randolph, then Wright again challenging Steemsma inside, getting that one to go. End of the first quarter, big play here. Grant Barrow from beyond the arc getting that one to go.
That was a nice looking shot, and that's what you have to do to break the big fellas down.
Second quarter, though, Randolph really picked it up. Steemsma off the glass and good on the rebound. Seneca, this is their only basket of the second quarter, the fast break layup by Vero. But then Josh Fisher, the Trailways Conference MVP, started to heat up, hit a couple of jumpers, averaging 12.8 a game. He leads Randolph right now with 8 points, and Randolph leading this one by 5. We check out our first half statistics. Coach, what jumps out at you?
The 29% field goals, no free throws, and that's because of the size of Randolph, altering shots.
Randolph with 5 blocks as a team. You don't see that number up there, but that is kind of crucial. You saw the poor shooting for Seneca in the second quarter enabled Randolph to bounce back and get back in this one. And not a lot of free throw shots. Let's check out leading scorers in this one for Seneca. Russell Wright, 6, conspicuous by his absence, is Kyle Boland. 2 early fouls for Boland. He had to sit the rest of the half, averaging 12 a game. He has yet to score for Randolph. Fisher got it going a little bit there in the second quarter for the Rockets. What can we expect here second half here now? Randolph and Seneca, your thoughts on some of the adjustments?
I just think Seneca has to keep doing the things they're doing. They can't turn the ball over. They have to be aware that once you beat one big fella, that there's going to be other fellas helping out. I think Randolph came out that second quarter and trapped and made them up the tempo, and they got to kind of remember that any shot isn't a good shot. They have to take selective shots.
We haven't seen Randolph go inside much at all. Do you think you'll see that a little bit in the second half?
You might see that, but I think they're confident in what they're doing. They have a 20 to 15 lead. Plus, you know, I think they're capable of rebounding and getting second looks.
Yeah, their only basket from one of their big guys came on that tip-in by Steemsma you just saw. But otherwise, sensational for Randolph on defense. Their big guys, 4 block shots, 10 rebounds, and a couple assists, doing the job all the way around. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. Both teams will return their starters to the floor. Those are not the starters. Oh, having a good old time down here at the Kohl Center. Part of the color and the atmosphere as well. You don't just see good basketball, you see good makeup, good costumes as well. So Randolph will start the second half with possession, building on that 5-point lead.
So you still have Seneca in there 1-3-1, and it wasn't bad defense. They did a nice job. They only gave up 20 points.
Sander out on top now. Fisher, Moldenauer. Rockets showing patience. Moldenauer with the 18-footer. Steemsma that time over the back of Kyle Boland. Foul on Steemsma, just his second.
Foul is called against number 34, Greg Steemsma, his second personal first team foul.
Now here come the Indians. 25-0.
Still have Randolph in man-to-man. You got Moldenauer, who's supposed to be their best defensive player.
Seneca is an excellent three-point shooting team, but they really actually don't shoot the three-pointer a lot. See if they break free here. Here's a skip pass to Ray for 3. Loose on the floor. Ray tracks it down.
That was good penetration and kick out for the trade. Just didn't hit it, and plus they got the rebound back.
Right on Steemsma. Got it to go that time. Got it up, I should say, over Steemsma, but couldn't get it to go.
Yeah, he got a good look going into the baseline. He's still challenging them.
Steemsma gets it inside. Oh, there it goes.
Well, I think that was, he was a little upset the time before. He came down, exploded the baseline. That was great explosion.
We didn't hear much from him on the offensive end. Foul that time. Ray taking it hard to the basket. David Boland wanted goaltending on the shot. He's not going to get it. Here's Greg Steemsma with authority on the other end.
That was authority and explosion. He got up. I thought he was going to lay it up, but he threw that one through.
You wonder if he might take a little bit more of a role here offensively in the second half. He didn't get a whole lot of touches on offense in that first half.
Well, he was a little upset on that one exchange, I think, when that jump shot was taken, when he was talking to one of his teammates, and he came back down on the next offensive exchange and had a dunk.
Substitution now, Tyler Fisher replacing Xander. Dustin Ray, a 5'10" junior. Hitting a pair, back to a 5-point game. Waterworth left open from 16, and he got that one to go. He now has 8.
Second leading scorer for Randolph, and they have four kids averaging over 11 points a ball game.
And their shooters, Fisher and Waterworth, are now starting to warm up.
Yes.
Aspenson, rebound. Here comes Randolph. Skip pass, shot good, and a foul. Josh Fisher.
Josh Fisher's basket. Foul is called against number 15.
That's a great cross-court pass. Of course, with his size, you can see him, plus he's so big.
David Boland doesn't like what he sees. Timeout on the floor. And we will take one as well. A message from our statewide sponsors is forthcoming. This is your WIAA network station. It seems as if being an undefeated team down here in state is sort of a jinx, Jim. Yesterday we saw Milwaukee Vincent get knocked off. This morning we saw Clayton get beat, and now Seneca on the ropes here in the third quarter, trailing by 9.
Yeah. That's kind of playing a big team, one of the biggest teams or the biggest team in the field puts an awful lot of pressure on you. Each possession is going to be very important for Seneca.
Fisher can't complete the three-point play, but the Rockets get it back.
Yeah, you don't want to give up second shots to a team this size.
Fisher to Fisher, not free. Oh, Steemsma got it to go, and the foul. Offensive foul that time, so they're going to wave it off. Steemsma climbed up and over the Seneca defender, didn't see who it was, got the basket to go. Here's another peek at it. Boland knocked it away, then saved it. Right over right. Tough call.
Real tough call.
3 fouls now on Greg Steemsma, so the 6'11" sophomore will sit down.
And they replaced him with
a 6'8" guy.
Okay.
Nathan Zonde.
Let's see if this changed the.
Right here, I got it. You guys need this? Anybody need this? Right here. There you go.
With stigma out, let's see if this changes the.
I had the ball. Coach, you didn't even try to get that one.
No, I might pick up the technical. I got out of the way. Let's see if Seneca attacks him a little more inside. The stigma's not in there.
Well, the Rockets really picking up the defensive pressure. Knocked away and stolen that time nicely by Fisher. And then a foul of frustration for Seneca.
Yeah, they did try to go inside, though, with stigma out. So let's see if the next time down.
His first, second team foul.
2 team fouls now on Seneca. Still a 9-point Randolph lead.
Seneca's still in 1-3-1. They're putting pressure on the wings now.
Tyler Fisher inside Zonde. Misses the layup, gets it back. Nathan Zonde averaging almost 10 points off the bench. That's his first basket.
No substitute for size. He had 2 attempts at that one.
What's the old saying? You can't coach size?
That's right.
Foul inside off the missed shot. Let's see who they whistle it. It's going to be on Seneca. And it's going to be on Kyle Boland. And that's 3 personal fouls on Boland and another timeout for Seneca. And now you're getting the sense of the frustration on the side of the Seneca Indians right now with 4:34 to go here in the third quarter. Well, the 2002 WIAA tournament is brought to you by the Wisconsin Milk Marketing Board. Milk from Wisconsin's dairy producers. Remember to grab a tall glass of cold milk at every meal. Got milk?
No, you mentioned Kyle Boland. He's got his 3rd foul. And remember, he didn't play in the sectional final. He tested that ankle, I think, yesterday, and they said it was okay. But that might have something to do with them picking up these fouls too.
Seneca, a measure of, I guess you could say, perseverance just to get down here, playing without Boland in that sectional final against Greenwood and beating them.
Well, he's still on the floor with 3 fouls.
Oh, you're down 9 here in the state semifinals. You gotta roll the dice a little bit.
That's right.
And that 9-point lead seems bigger in a game that's of this pace.
Bigger with a big team like this, yes.
11-point lead, I should correct myself, 28-17. Zondag rejected that time by Boland. Here comes Farrell.
That's great effort.
To Boland. Inside, who's got it? Trouch. Another foul inside, and that could be 4 on Kyle Boland.
I think he hurt his ankle too. He lost his shoe.
Seneca's number 5.
4 fouls on Kyle Boland. He is yet to score, the team's leading scorer. He'll have a seat on the bench where he can put that shoe back on. So a tough break for Seneca. Looked like they had numbers on that fast break.
I think Seneca's pressing probably a little bit.
Turnover that time for Randolph. Oh, I'm sorry, I was a little quick with the call. They say Russell Wright got a piece of that. So Randolph will maintain possession.
Looking for the high-low, kick it back out.
Ray with the steal. Skip pass, Trouch. Can't find the range. Zondag out-duels 2 Seneca Indians for the rebound.
So 1 shot and out.
Open on the other end is Fisher. Foul on Boylan. Here's another look at the fast break on the other end.
Troy Boyle,
Tyler
45, picking up
to
his
Josh.
second personal.
So all they could do is foul him.
Foul against the Indians.
Boylan got scraped a little bit. Got some blood coming down his arm, so they'll need a substitution for him. Brian Aspenson checking in for Seneca.
Number 15, Brian Aspenson.
There you get a look at the cut on the arm of Troy Boylan, 6'3" junior. 3 seniors on the Seneca team, still a young team. You might hear more from them down the road. Both these teams young, especially Randolph.
Yeah, and Coach Boland said that he thought maybe he was probably a year away from getting here, and they got here this year. And Randolph also is very young.
Well, Randolph down here, first time since 1998. Made it 3 years in a row under head coach Bob Heffley. Coach Heffley, 12 years at Randolph, 5 trips to state. That's pretty good, Coach, but you know things weren't always so rosy for Bob Heffley. His first year at Gilman, he was a head coach. His first head coaching job, he went 0-20.
Absolutely, yeah.
He's tasting success considerably at Randolph, and his philosophy going into taking over the Randolph head coaching job, there's Bob Heffley. His philosophy was, I don't want to screw this thing up.
No, they have great tradition there.
Fisher now with 11 points. Excellent free throw shooter, too, 81%. Randolph increases their lead to 13 with 3.5 to go third quarter.
Bring a 6'6" freshman off the bench now.
Tillema now into the lineup. Wright, 1-on-1. Russell Wright taking it in. Barrow challenging the big guys. Wright gets Zondag up in the air and drew the foul. Well, that's another way to challenge the big guys. Get him up in the air and pump fake him.
Yeah, I was going to say Wright's been relatively quiet since the first quarter, too.
Fouls against
another look at it inside.
Contact 2 on M4 on Rockets.
Took it up and got fouled. Now he's going to have 2 free throws.
Russell Wright can play a little football as well, an all-district linebacker, all-across Tribune area linebacker. Short on the second one. And coming out of there with it is Tyler Fisher.
Yeah, all you saw was rockets around that rebound.
Those were Wright's first points since the first quarter. Seneca actually has only had 5 points since the first quarter. Waterworth inside off the glass.
That was a good give and go for a lay-in for Waterworth down the middle.
He now has 10. Ray in the lane, off the glass. Averaging 10.4, he now has 6. Stolen away, Ray. Fisher back on defense. Ray with the spin move, overlays.
Yeah, you had a 2-on-1 break there, and you had a kid on the left wing that maybe he should have dished off to for a lay-in.
Waterworth. Saved that time under the hoop by Aspenson. Now here come the Rockets. The big fellow Wright bringing it up.
No, that was good hustle. Good
inside
pass.
Trout. First basket of the game for Brian Trout, the super sub, averaging 9. But quiet so far, and Bob Heffley has seen enough. He wants to talk it over. The lead is down to 10 with 1:47 to go here in the third quarter. Just a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. And you get a look at Russell Wright, the big fella, bringing it up for the Indians. Play a little point guard.
And a nice pass inside for a lay-in. That was great.
Really threading the needle inside. Well, Seneca, a little momentum now. They're not top ranked in the state for nothing. They're not going to go away, are they?
No, they're not going to go away, but Coach Bob Heffley over there, too, probably remembers earlier this year where they had a lead and they lost it. They lost the game on a 3-point basket at the end of the game. So strategically, he probably called that timeout to probably remind them of that.
More pressure now for Seneca. They're going to have to pretty much do this the rest of the way. Kyle Boland back in the game now for Seneca with those 4 fouls. And as I mentioned earlier, when you're down here at the state tournament, sometimes you got to roll the dice a little bit. Stolen away.
Well, they've had 3 straight steals. Let's see if they can convert this. Oh,
right.
Good move.
The big fella blocked that time, but he'll go to the line. I tell you what, that all-district linebacker showing some nimbleness with the ball.
Yeah, he had a hesitation move here and went to the basket. Gets to shoot 2 free throws now. That's a good move.
Tillema, the freshman, whistled for the foul. Now right back at the line. He has 7 points so far. Russell Wright, just a 50% free throw shooter. Moldenauer back in along with Waterworth. Tillema and Tyler Fisher will have a seat for Randolph.
Well, their best defensive stopper and one of their leading scorers back in the ball game.
1 out of 2 for Russell Wright. Rockets bring it across. And now Moldenauer may hold for a while.
They'll move it around the perimeter until they can either pop it in for a give and go, but there's another steal.
Another Neo steal, knocked out of bounds. Who gets it? Seneca's ball. So the Indians are stepping up the pressure on defense and working themselves back into this one.
Well, this is what they have to do, using their quickness to deflect the ball and get some steals and get some easy looks.
Turnover story right there. Randolph a few more now. Seneca's defense improving. Vero in the lane, blocked that time out of bounds by Zonde.
That's a good up and under move. That's about the only thing he could probably do, though.
Grant Vero stands at just 5 feet 8 inches. Challenged the 6 foot 8 inch Nathan Zonde that time. Boland in trouble. Trouch in trouble. Poked away and stolen away. That time nicely by Josh Fisher.
See if they play for one shot with about 30 seconds to go. Open the court up.
Open inside, Fisher.
Got a lay in, a good look. Molenauer just stole the ball. Number 30, their best defensive player.
And now the Rockets, whoa, thought they were going to get the last shot, but Waterworth did a little two-step before he drew the contact from Seneca, traveling. So now Seneca will get the last shot with 8.8 to go. Vero brings it across. Moldenauer on him. Trouch for three. Rebounded by Moldenauer. That'll do it. 3/4 of play in the book. Randolph firmly in control, I should say, leading this one by 11. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Scott Emmerich and Jim Jones back at the Kohl Center in Madison, Division 4 semifinal. Randolph in control, leading this one by 11. Here are a couple reasons why as we check out our community bankers, our Wisconsin's genuine community bankers, financial power right here at home on the web at communitybankers.org.
Everything looks pretty even on there except for that 47% from field. Seneca's shooting 26%.
And Seneca just 1 of 10 from three-point range. Make it 2 of 11. Kyle Boland stepping up from beyond the arc. They're a good three-point shooting team, but they haven't shot the three well here today.
That's his first bucket, too, excuse me.
And his first points of the game. Maybe that'll get them going. Greg Steemsma back in the game. He sat the last 5 minutes and 40 seconds of the third quarter. And while he was out, Randolph was able to build on their lead, actually. They outscored Seneca 8-6. Moldenauer, waves too strong. Russell Wright comes out of there with it. Behind the back, loses it out of bounds. Come on, Don Kerr, grab that ball. Our statistician right next to me.
I was ready to shoot.
You were wide open, too. They were going to let you shoot. Well, that's a tough turnover for Seneca. Each possession so valuable here as we head down the home stretch.
Yeah, with about 7 minutes to go, yes.
Did you pass Don Kerr the ball?
Oh, yeah.
Randolph passing Greg Steemsma the ball that time, and he draws the foul. Is that 5 on Boland? It is. Kyle Boland, Seneca's star senior, has to have a seat with 5 fouls.
16 fouls.
And he fouls out with just 3 points, averaging 12 a game. A tough state tournament for Kyle Boland.
Well, they went high-low to stigma on that one. They'll probably continue to do that.
Steemsma completes the 3-point play. Back to an 11-point lead. Foul that time on Xander. A little too aggressive trying to fight through that pick. The 2002 WIAA tournament is brought to you by Menards. Menards is a proud sponsor of WIAA high school basketball and wishes your team the best of luck. Save big money at Menards.
See if Seneca can pick this up with their top ball player on the bench having fouled out.
Bright misses the long 2. And again, the Rockets all over the boards. 3-ball Waterworth. Out of bounds, it'll belong to Seneca.
I don't think that's the shot that Coach wanted on that last exchange. You don't have to do that with the size you have. I think he wants them to go inside.
Remember the first quarter when Seneca was even in the rebound stat with Randolph 7-7? Well, Randolph now leads the rebounding column 25-17, so they've really picked it up.
Yes.
Ray got that shot blocked by Tyler Fisher.
One block and a rebound by the big fellow.
You can talk all you want about height, but you really can't simulate it in practice, can you, leading up to this one?
No, you just went high-low again where they went in the middle and hit one of their big men under the basket for another 2.
Fisher now with 16. Steemsma may have gotten a piece of that one.
He got a piece of it.
Tyler Fisher loses control, tapped out of there nicely by Steemsma, skip past Moldenauer.
It's a good play by Stigma.
Foul on Vero out on top.
Foul is called against number 4, Grant Vero. That's his first. 7th.
Ryan Tillema now in for Randolph. Waterworth will have a seat.
Rocket lineup number 42.
Got a 6'6" sophomore and a 6'6" freshman out there. So you don't miss a beat when you sub. And their rotation is 8 deep too.
Randolph now in the bonus. They'll shoot free throws the rest of the way. Dustin Ray. Wright battling for the rebound. Couldn't save it out of bounds, though, and Randolph will take over.
That's good hustle.
It's sort of that linebacker mentality going in for that one, didn't he?
Well, you know, Randolph is so big, you know, once they get the ball, they put it above their heads, you can't get it. And they have good looks.
Foul that time, Dustin Ray trying to pick the pocket of Josh Fisher. He gets whistled for the foul.
32 is the shooter.
5:20 to go, fourth quarter.
Got both teams in the bonus now too, so Seneca, if they foul, they're going to the free throw line. Let's see what kind of free throw shooters they are.
Well, they've missed the last two bonuses, but a rebound and the Rockets will reload.
Yeah, you got to get those. You got to block out on that.
Fisher going high, low, jumper, good. That time, Ryan Tillema, the freshman.
They're nice turnaround jump shots. You know, with the long arms and extensions, you can't block those.
Tillema now with 4. Ray blocked by Steemsma, but they're going to get a foul inside. Let's see who they whistle it on. It looked like a pretty good block that time by Steemsma.
Greg Steemsma picking up the personal.
And they do whistle it on him. 4 fouls now on Greg Steemsma.
40 is now ours.
Dustin Ray now at the line. .59% free throw shooter. Well, if there's one team that Bob Heffley told us that would give his team trouble, it's a three-point shooting team. Seneca does shoot the three-pointer well, or at least they did coming into this game. Not so today, though.
Well, you can shoot the three-point shot well if you don't have 6'6", 6'8" in your face.
It's a good point, Coach.
Shot off.
There's always a hand in their face every time Seneca goes up for a shot.
Absolutely, and you go round one, you run into another 6'6" kid.
Vero that time, a little body as he tried to come up with the steal. Some more free throws coming for Randolph at 4:46 left in the fourth quarter. Tyler Fisher, just a sophomore. Remarkable how young these two teams are.
You'll probably see him again in the future.
Fisher now with 3. Two for 2 from the line. Waterworth back in, replacing Tyler Fisher.
Returning to the Rocket lineup.
Barrow taking it all the way up, and an offensive foul that time. Holding his ground was Josh Fisher inside. Barrow trying to create.
Yeah, for that size, once you get in amongst the trees, there's no place to go. They just stood there.
Steal that time, Aspenson. 3-on-1, inside, nice pass to Ray.
That's a good steal, good bucket. They got to pick up more of those, though.
Waterworth out on top, inside now. Back out to Moldenauer. Another near steal, I should say, for Seneca. Tillema may have gotten fouled that time. The shot, Ray on the other end, overlays. Follow is good that time by Aspenson.
It's good that they had a follow-in on that. It looked like he was going to try to dunk that one.
30-second timeout. Bob Heffley wants to talk to his Rockets. 3:55 to go. It's an 11-point Randolph lead. And like we said, Seneca's not 25-0 for nothing.
No, and there's a lot of time on the clock, too. If you see the steal here and an easy bucket, looked like he was going to try to jam this one. They got away from him, but lucky somebody was following to lay it back in for two.
Ryan Aspenson with the hustle that time. One of the three senior starters for Seneca.
That was another good timeout by Coach Heflin because you remember I said earlier that they lost the ball game when they lost the lead going into the third or fourth quarter.
I want to talk about head coach David Boland for a second. I asked him, I said, who is his biggest influence coaching-wise? And he didn't point to a basketball coach. He pointed to a football coach. He said George Christ, the late George Christ, the former longtime football coach at UW Platteville, was a major influence on him as far as how he handled kids and organization and philosophy and that sort of thing.
Yes.
There's a steal. Russell Wright. 1-on-2, right behind the back. No look pass to Barrow. There's some highlight reel stuff.
That's a highlight film. That was great. Big fellow Wright is having fun out there. He's smiling.
Another steal by Wright. Barrow. Ooh, he traveled with it.
Good hustle. That was great hustle.
Russell Wright is all over the floor here.
It's like his great steal here behind the back when he gets there for a great pass to number 4.
And now Greg Steemsma back into the lineup for Randolph with those 4 fouls, and this will be a full timeout now for Bob Heffley. He'll try to regroup his Rockets. They are in control, though, leading this one by 9. A message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. Seneca making a bit of a run here in the fourth quarter. Randolph's lead cut to 9. 3:25 to go. Here's a look at Russell Wright, the linebacker, playing point guard here behind the back. No look pass to Barrow.
For a lay-in. Well, Seneca's going to have to do a little more than that with a little over 3 minutes to go. Here's another steal.
Ray overlays again. Oh, Dustin Ray has had 2 layups at point-blank range and missed them. Moldenauer having trouble breaking the press, but a foul is called on Ray.
Well, I think the finger roll got him in trouble on that one. Plus, remember, they said they had brand new rims in here for the NCAA tournament. It doesn't help.
I don't think the rims had anything to do with those missed layups, though, Coach.
Well, on that one, I kind of think
so.
He should have laid that off the glass.
You think
he was
the
all by
screws
himself.
were screwed in there a little tight on that one, huh?
Those, the paint is. You got to put those in there tight, too.
Michael Moldenauer, the senior, his brother was a member of the 97-98 state championship team. His brother and his dad are both assistant coaches, so Randolph Rocket basketball plays a very big role in the Moldenauer family.
Number 44 in for the Randolph Rockets, Justin Zander.
So instead of cutting that lead to 7 on the missed layup, the lead is back up to 11.
Back up to 11, but it shows you can get back in the ball game in a matter of seconds.
Ray, blocked by Steemsma.
Yeah, he blows by one player, and then he runs into Stigma right there.
Ray for 3. Knocked free. Who's got it? Ray's got it back. Tough shot, off the backboard, not out of bounds.
There's a lot of hands that make you change the trajectory of your shot.
David Boland said that one was deflected, but the referees will have none of that. Taking it all the way is Zander, and he got it to go.
That was a good move to the basket. They pressured him, he went around him, laid it in.
That's one way to break the pressure, just take it right to the basket. Trouch gets his 3-pointer blocked, out of bounds that time. Fisher with a block. More blocked shots for Randolph.
Number 42 returning for the Rockets, Ryan Tillema.
Ryan Tillema replacing Zander.
more size, 6'6".
Ray, blocked by Steemsma. Right to Aspenson, though. Steemsma with another rebound.
It's a great block and
foul on. Oh, they're going to whistle Ray for the foul that time. I thought Steemsma was going to pick up number 5.
I thought the officials probably felt that he was all over his arms before he turned.
4 fouls now on Dustin Ray.
7 blocks.
Greg Steemsma at the line for
Probably felt he was all over him before that.
Looked like a good call. Ray was kind of leaning into Steemsma. Greg Steemsma, 6'11", sophomore, already has offers from Wisconsin and Marquette, so his post-high school career will be taken care of.
Yeah, he's a good one. Blocked a ton of shots and then altered a lot of shots tonight too.
Closing in on a possible triple-double is Greg Steemsma. Troy Boylan replacing Russell Wright. Wright has some bleeding on his knee.
Well, he's been all over the floor. He's been hustling.
A pair of free throws for Steemsma. Ray, another 3. Got that one to go. We're at the 2-minute mark here in the 4th quarter.
Dustin Ray's a 3-point shooter. He's averaging about 10 points a ball game.
Xander breaking the press now. Moldenauer poked away, stole it. Ray, another 3. Cleared out of there by Steemsma, and now he gets tied up that time with Boylan, and a foul on Boylan.
Yeah, there was no doubt about that rebound. He got hooked up with his arms, but he had to stop the clock.
Boylan, number 45.
Bob Heffley, 238 career wins at Randolph, 48 losses. Asked him who his major influence was coaching, going through the coaching ranks, and he said longtime Southwestern coach Jim Nedelkoff had a major role in his philosophies, and it's nice to see. Coach, you got some special coaches from your past who've influenced your career?
I certainly do. The legend Doss Stanley, who was at Beloit, who was my high school coach down in Rockford, Illinois. Absolutely.
Farrell dribbling through the crowd. Trouch, and the 3-point shooter is just unable to find the range for Seneca. Ray going one-on-one.
There's probably a reason for that too.
Trouch, that one was goaltending though.
It was goaltending, but you know, when you get your shots blocked earlier, it kind of alters you and you hear footsteps coming.
I think he was up above the square on this one.
Well, it gets to be intimidating, and who cares if it's goaltending? It sends a message the next time they come in there.
Absolutely. Poked away, almost stolen. Now it is stolen by Wright. Barrow out on top, looking for a pick. Dribble drive in the lane, little body that time on Moldenauer.
That was good defense at Randolph, though. There are no good open looks for the Seneca team to get any open shots off.
Free throws now for Grant Vero, 5'8" junior, averaging 5.8 a game. Good free throw shooter, 67%. Vero was a spark early on in the first quarter when Seneca jumped out to a 13-8 lead. You look at the score right now, Randolph in front by 10. You kind of forget that the Indians were in control of this one early.
They were filling each other out early, and with that much time to go though too. And I think Randolph, with their size, kind of wore them down. They couldn't get any open looks, and they had a lot of blocked shots.
9-point game, under a minute to go. Ooh, foul that time by Russell Wright. Grabbed a little extra jersey that time.
Russell Wright, number 50, picking up his second personal.
I think he was looking for an intentional foul in that one.
So Ryan Tillema will go to the line.
6'6" freshman.
Xander getting ready to check back in. He's going to check in for Tillema. Tillamook at the line right now. One out of two for Tillamook. Xander now in for Tillamook.
Number 44, Justin Xander in for the Rockets.
Vero all the way up, couldn't get it to go, challenging the big people, and the Rockets come out of there with it.
Well, that was a good move, but he was probably anticipating getting that thing blocked. That's why he let it go a little sooner than he probably wanted to.
Foul on Aspenson that time.
Brian Aspenson picking up his fourth personal foul.
We mentioned three-point shooting. Seneca 42% from beyond the arc for the season today, just 3 of 17.
Size had a little something to do with that percentage.
Probably a lot. Josh Fisher leading all scorers so far today. All signs point to a Randolph, Wisconsin Rapids Assumption Division IV state title game. That'll be at noon tomorrow.
Should be a good one.
Moldenauer fouled, so Vera will go to the line. .6 to go here in the fourth quarter. Well, for Seneca, getting down here, had a bitter loss last year in the sectionals to Pecatonica, and that kind of fueled their fire this year to get back down here to state. Beat Pecatonica in the sectional semifinals by 4. A lot of these kids on the baseball team will miss the first week of baseball practice this week, and they'll get right back at it this week. Randolph will play on, though. And more free throws.
Russell Wright picking up his third personal 10th team.
Russell Wright with the foul. 29.4 to go.
Well, that was one of the things when you interviewed 2 of the players yesterday, that their dream was to get on the Cole Center floor and play in this tournament, and they did that. And also their leading scorer that didn't play in the sectional final, and you know, with him not being able to play, they still got him here. And he's probably still hurt, you know, not making any excuses, but that might have made a difference. He had to been healthy too.
Aspenson had to kind of force that one up, and here come the Rockets. Long court pass down to Fisher. Misses the dunk. Thought he got fouled. No call. It gets back to Steensma, but he traveled.
Yeah, it was a nice dunk.
It still looked nice, didn't it?
Yeah, he felt he got fouled on that first one. Young kid didn't take it up strong enough, though. He'll get stronger and better.
Ed Albright in now for Seneca. David Boland going to his bench. Gray misses the layup, but another foul. Who's this one on?
Big fella.
Steensma. That's 5 on Steensma. Sensational performance by Greg Steensma.
Yeah, it was.
Didn't pile up a whole bunch of points, but he didn't have to. Defensively, he was terrific. Rebounds and blocked shots. Steensma pretty much controlled the defensive end of the floor.
Controlled everything under there. He orchestrated it, and he's just a sophomore.
Almost a triple-double. 10 points, 14 boards, 7 blocked shots. 1 out of 2 for Ray from the line. Final 9 seconds here at the Kohl Center. And now Moldenauer is just going to step back, and that'll do it. Randolph on their way to the Division IV title game with a 10-point win over Seneca. We'll be back to recap and set the stage for our afternoon schedule as well. A message now from your local station. This is your WIAA network station.
Those tickets will be on sale immediately if you go to the concession stand located across from
Randolph has just knocked off the state's top-ranked team in Division 4, 53-43 winners over Seneca. They advance to the D4 state title game to be played here at noon tomorrow at the Kohl Center against Wisconsin Rapids Assumption. Well, the Click It Y Risk Good play of the game is brought to you by the Department of Transportation and NHTSA. Buckle up so you can stay in the game. Greg Steemsma, the 6'11" sophomore, on the baseline for the slam.
Stay in the game, buckle up, fasten it, seatbelt, save lives, it's evident. Realize it's the law when it's common sense. Death doesn't have to be the consequence.
Every 13 minutes, someone dies in a car crash. So wear your seatbelts, save your life.
Stay in the game, buckle up, fasten it, seatbelt, save lives, it's evident. Realize it's the law when it's common sense. Death doesn't have to be the consequence.
And welcome back. It is Seneca losing to Randolph by 10. Let's check out our second half highlights. Keep in mind, Seneca led this one by 5 after the first quarter, but Randolph really picked it up in the second quarter and then took control in the third. Greg Steemsma with the two-handed slam. On the other end, Josh Fisher, he really picked it up too in the second half offensively. Waterworth getting free inside for Seneca. Dustin Ray, tough day for him, but he did get that one to go. And then Fisher again on the other end. Josh Fisher leading all scorers with 17 points. Inside. And then here comes Seneca. This will be one of the highlights of the entire tournament. Russell Wright, the big linebacker, behind the back, and then the no-looker to Grant Vero. Seneca may have lost, but they'll take that one home with him. And Dustin Ray hitting the three. Final stats in this one. Seneca had a tough going from the field, especially from three-point range, where they really struggled. And then, well, that's basically because of Randolph and their height and their excellent defense.
Block shots played an important part of all of this, and Seneca shot the ball 17 times more than Randolph. But you know, when you hear footsteps and you got hands up, it's going to kind of make you change the trajectory of your shots.
Seneca was right with Randolph rebounding-wise, but Randolph really took off after that first quarter. Leading scorers, Dustin Ray leading the way for Seneca with 14. Kyle Boland, really tough day for him, picked up 5 quick fouls, had only 3 points, and he kind of struggled in limited playing time for Seneca. For Randolph, Fisher leading the way, Waterworth and Steemsma also in double figures. That'll do it here from the Kohl Center. Actually, we're going to come right back, but right now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. So Randolph will play for a third state title tomorrow. They won it in 96 and 98, runners-up in 97. They'll play Wisconsin Rapids Assumption in the D4 title game tomorrow at noon. To take you the rest of the way, the rest of our session, let's send it now upstairs. Bob Radovich.
Scott and Jim, thank you very much. Well, the Division 4 state championship game is set. It'll be Wisconsin Rapids Assumption and Randolph. Scores from this morning, Wisconsin Rapids Assumption 44-28 over Clayton. The game you just saw, Randolph over Seneca 53-43. The Division 2 teams take the court this afternoon, the semifinals. It's Seymour 21-3 against Adams Friendship 21-3, a rematch of the semifinals from last year. Seymour Thunder, the defending D2 state champs. The second semifinal starting at about 3:15. Brown Deer and Madison Edgewood. D1 schools tonight. Wauwatosa East and Madison will follow at 6:35, and at about 8:15 it'll be Fond du Lac and Brookfield Central. Much more basketball coming up here from the Kohl Center. Right now we're going to step aside to take a lunch break, but don't go far because we'll be right back here at the Kohl Center at 1:30. Division 2 this afternoon and Division 1 this evening. For everyone on the WIAA crew, thanks for watching. We'll see you in about an hour.
The 87th Annual WIAA Boys State Basketball Championships are a sports exclusive of the Wisconsin Division of Quincy Newspapers Incorporated and have been brought to you statewide by Marshfield Clinic, a leader in medical care, research, and education since 1916. Menards is proud to be a sponsor of WIAA High School Basketball and wishes your team the best of luck. save big money at Menards. Rural insurance companies, providing a full line of insurance products for Wisconsin's families and businesses. Milk from Wisconsin's dairy producers. Remember to grab a tall glass of cold milk at every meal. Got milk? The Wisconsin Education Council encourages you to stay involved and lend your support because every kid deserves a great school. And by Wisconsin's technical colleges, more vital to our state than ever before. Where would we be without them?